Hi Namir, Shubham this side from MidhaFin, and I'm really delighted that you have passed FRM Part 1 examination with us. Uh, Today I am here to discuss with you your strategy and your viewpoint about the FRM certification and examination that you have passed. So first of all, I'd ask you to introduce yourself to our viewers who will be watching this discussion. So please.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Shubham. Thank you for the help. Thank you for all the support and all the information that you gave me because it was very helpful. We're
Yeah.
gonna speak about it during the session, but yeah, first let me start by introducing myself. So I just passed FRM Part 1.
Mhm.
And originally I come from civil engineering, so I'm a civil engineer by nature. I have worked in civil engineering for 3 years, so I've worked in structural design,
Mhm.
and then I decided to shift more into trading, finance.
Yeah.
Technically, it started with trading, and then I started seeing the power of this side of the industry, and then I liked it honestly. So this is how it started, and this is why I moved into this field. And now I work in a brokerage firm.
Mhm.
I've worked in brokerage for the past 3 years, 2 years
Mhm.
actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is where I'm looking to expand my career, and I'm looking to just develop and expand my knowledge into. So
Yeah, that's great. That's really great to hear about. But what I can see is that you have switched your domain completely, like from an engineering, coming from an engineering background, you have switched completely to finance and risk management. So, what do you feel like? What is the relevance of FRM? Because I think you will be the best person to answer this question. What is the relevance of FRM in the current market context?
yeah, so well, when you're coming from engineering, I mean, you have like the logic, common sense, and this is
Mhm.
where finance looks nice, right? So
Yeah.
it has very common fields with engineering, like math, like analysis, like all these things, calculations, formulas.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it really makes sense, like this shift. I've seen a lot of people moving from engineering into finance, and it has been very successful for them. So
Yeah.
that's one. Now, for them is very relevant because it's like the gold standard for risk management, and I'm working into the trading and risk management department, so
Mhm.
it really made sense that I would go and do something that is relevant to my field. And actually,
Yeah.
coming from engineering, you would need something that is finance related, because you really didn't study anything related to financial instruments, to financial analysis, anything related to really the specifics of finance
Mhm.
in the university. So you need to
Yeah.
grasp this knowledge, and this is what pushed me into going into the FRM, being like the gold standard for risk management.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
You're
this
you're
is
right.
why it's relevant.
Yeah, so you're right, you're right. And I think that is the reason, I think the sole purpose that why you decided to go for FRM certification, right? And I hope that you will qualify FRM Part 2 very soon and then you will be certified FRM. And I'm really looking forward to that. You see, you have been a very consistent student. I know that. Like we have been in touch for some time, and I have like while we were always conversing, it always there was something in my hindsight that okay, no, this candidate Namir is very serious about his academia and about whatever he's studying. So you have been consistent. You have been dedicated like quite a lot. So what is the recipe for this? Like how did you plan it out, and what was your strategy kind of for your preparation?
Well, yeah, when you want to start something, you're just very not ready, right? So you're just looking at various options. You're looking maybe at various programs, various
Mhm.
certifications. Maybe one time you're looking to do a master's, and then like you would be like I mean, with this certification, and
Mhm.
really picking one certification is not easy, especially if
Yeah,
you have multiple options. It's
multiple
not like
options.
you
Yes.
have to pick one. So
Yeah.
it's like you can pick, I don't know, FRM, CAMS, or
Mhm. Yeah,
CFA, or whatever,
CFA and
whatever the
stuff like that. Yeah.
certification is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the first struggle that I had. And then when I
Yeah.
picked FRM, as I told you, like it was very relevant to what I'm doing, and it
Mhm.
would give me a lot of knowledge that I would need now. To have the time and dedication for that. I mean, every person has their own goals in life, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
need to just work towards this goal, and as long as you're thinking about this goal all the time, the purpose, It can be anything, right? It can be I want to buy a car, I want to buy a house, I want to help
Yeah.
my family.
Mhm.
So I needed to do something that can help me achieve this goal faster. And
Yeah.
knowledge is always like power, right? So I
Yes, yes,
wanted to get
exactly.
more knowledge at this point in time, and
Mhm.
this is why having consistency is very important. Like, to be consistent is not easy, right? So you can
Yes,
study
yes,
for a
yes.
week and then you'll be like, okay,
Mhm.
let me stop.
Mhm.
You can go to
Mhm.
the gym for a week and then you'll be like,
Mhm.
I'll stop.
Mhm.
So consistency is important, and thinking about your goal. What is your why? Why are you doing all this is very important. So this is why I keep it always in my mind, so that I can keep, studying, and I keep going at a
Yes.
consistent level,
Yeah.
so that I can get it there. So yeah.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. And like about consistency, it's you were right. Like no matter what you're doing in your life, if you are consistent with it, then definitely you will go through it. And of course, thinking about the goal, like you'll have to remind yourself every day that what you are doing, why you are doing. So yeah, that's great. That's really great to hear about. So you see, you prepared for FRM, and now that you have qualified FRM and part one, and yeah, with top quartiles, I must say, I must admit. And of course, you deserved it. So, what do you feel like? How MidhaFin has helped you in the process of your preparation? What was the relevance of MidhaFin for you?
Well, when you have to study for a big curriculum, a lot of chapters, a lot of videos, and then
Mhm.
you would be lost, like where to start, what to focus on. So you might lose focus at any time. You might waste time into a concept, and not being able to clear it. So
Yeah.
MidhaFin helped me a lot, with the structured
Mhm.
plan that they have, the structured course. So
Yeah.
having a study plan, one, having a structured course. So really the order of how
Yeah.
you study for the chapters was very good, because it helps you like with continuity, like it
Yeah.
just flows into a continuous path, and that
Yes.
was very good.
Yes.
Videos were very detailed. Instructors were always there to answer and clear doubts. And as I keep saying, as you're studying, as you have commitments in life, as you have work, it makes much more sense to study with someone, or to just try to beat time and clear concepts faster. And this is
Mhm.
where you helped me clear concepts faster.
Yeah.
On top of that, there was the all the question banks, all the PDFs, all the practice questions. All these really helped me to practice more. And the more you practice, at the end of the day, the higher the chances are
Yes.
that you would pass. So
You're
this
right.
is
You're right.
all these put together would really help you, expand in your
Yeah.
knowledge, and
You're
clear
right.
things
You're right.
faster.
So, in fact, you see the study plan thing that you mentioned. Yeah, we always say that okay, this is something which should be specific to the candidates, and I am very grateful that that study plan actually helped you a lot. And related to other things that you mentioned, so what was your experience of FRM examination? How do you feel like the quality of questions, the difficulty, and the time management? If you can give insights.
Yeah, well, let me start by saying that every person would have their own experience. And as I realized, like, you can be sitting in the exam, same room, just a person next to you, and you
Mm.
might be doing a different exam. So
Yeah.
it really depends on what type of questions you got, which let me say, sample of the exam you got.
Yeah.
You really don't know. And
Yeah.
I would say sometimes you might get an easier question than the other, but for
Hmm.
me, I would say that the level of difficulty was moderate. It
Yeah.
was almost at par with the practice question, although it's not really the same,
Hmm.
not at all. But
Hmm.
I would just say that the level of difficulty was there. This was the level of difficulty. And
Hmm.
one thing I would like to share is that, and I've realized from previous candidate and for the few years ago, is that GARP is pushing more towards a theoretical exam. So I
Hmm.
had like 70 to 30 ratio of 70 questions would be like theoretical, I would say, and then the rest would be numerical.
Hmm.
You would have in the exam easy questions, you would have moderate question, and you would have tricky questions.
Yeah.
But well, I would say the level of preparation would help
Hmm.
you pick the right answer, because
Yeah.
they would always find ways to trick you, to play around, with the wording and such.
Yeah.
So it really helps you at least eliminate two answers. You can't do it this way. And this is what I used, and this is the strategy that I used. But I can assure you that the more you study, the more you read the concepts, the easier for you to be more confident in picking the questions or the right answers.
You're right. And in fact, it is the most important thing, like revising the concepts again and again. Yeah, about the exams also, like nowadays there is no trend, honestly, to be honest. Like it totally depends, like from which chapter the question will be asked, and all the chapters are equally important. So yeah, you gave us the right insights, and I hope that this will be helpful for the candidates who watch our discussion on the platform.
Yeah.
So coming to now, like as we are progressing towards the conclusion, it is very important that I ask you to give some insights to the aspirants who will be watching our discussion, right? They are confused about how to proceed, what to do. So what will be your suggestion to the candidates who want to prepare for FRM?
Well, as of my experience, having a study plan is very important. Like setting up a study plan, maybe 12 or 15 weeks of study plan, or 20 weeks, whatever it is. But like saying, okay, I'm gonna complete chapter 1, 2, 3, 4 in this week, and then keep going into completing these milestones or small goals. This is what creates consistency, right? It's just like you need to complete all this plan, and then you move forward. So this is very important. And I would say that I believe a lot of people or a lot of candidates would treat FRM as, okay, it's an easy pass, or it's just like a certification. It's not like costing me as universities, and this is why they fail. Well, you have to treat FRM as like a university level course, right? So as if you're going to the university, you're studying, you're putting all the time for the exam, and if you don't do that, is highly unlikely that you would pass, because it is getting trickier, right? So they're going deeper into the concept, and so the only suggestion I would say is to prepare as much as you can, to put the time, because this will increase your chances of passing. So this is the only thing I would say. So just dedicate time for studying.
Yes, and in fact, you are right. You see, what you mentioned at the start, I was really delighted, because this is something which we always promote. Like you should not see the curriculum as single part, right? You should try to break it down into smaller targets, and then try to achieve those smaller milestones, which will ultimately lead you to the completion. And you did the same thing. So yeah, you are right, and I feel like all the candidates should try to do that. And given you come from a completely different background, like you have studied engineering, and then you are shifting to finance, and then passing the exam with such excellent quartiles, like you were right, like reading again and again, like as much time as you can give in this in the preparation of FRM is the best thing that you can do to qualify the exam. So yeah, with this I think we can conclude our discussion, and I hope that the candidates will find it useful, highly useful, and ultimately I would definitely congratulate you on passing the FRM examination. And also I would like to thank you on giving us some time, sitting with us and discussing about your FRM journey, and I really hope that you pass FRM Part 2 exam very soon. Maybe we'll meet again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay.